YouTube? What's going on today? Here to talk about today's content drop. Maybe a sneaky, surprisingly good content drop. Couple exciting cards, some that could be a surprise if you haven't used them in the past. Nothing that's going to rock the world by any means, but figured I'd hop on here. We talk about the new programs that are out, new Battle Royale rewards, new World Series rewards. It's a decent amount of content for a Tuesday, so let's hop right in and talk about it. We'll start with the video game numbers program. The first card you're going to get in this program is No-Hitter Reed Detmers. Now, like I said, probably not going to shock the world. Attributes are kind of whatever. If I remember correctly, though, he's got a pretty funky delivery. So don't underestimate this card, especially with it being a 95 overall. If you're a no-money spent guy and haven't got many collections done, it's a pretty easy to obtain starter to throw into your rotation. If you don't have 95 Outlighter in your rotation already and you need a lefty. The ultimate reward in this one could be sneaky good. It kind of depends on how you like his swing. Back in, I believe it was the show 22, Cal Ripken got a retro finest card that no one really talked about when it came out, and personally, I absolutely loved it. It was similar to this, kind of reverse splits. He's also known as the man of 1,000 swings, so until you use this card, you don't really know which swing they gave him. This is an older Cal Ripken, which is usually shorter, quicker to the ball, and not as closed off as some of the younger Cal Ripken Jr. cards that we get. Not to mention, just a wild milestone for him to get this card for, a 6-hit game with 2 home runs and a double and 3 singles. Unfortunately, with it being older Cal Ripken Jr., it is third base primary, shortstop secondary, but feel like defensively shortstop's pretty weak right now if you're going with a good hitting card. So you get him to P5, and these are the fielding stats you get with the secondary reduction. He's still a silver fielder. He would have 90 arm strength, though, and 49 speed, so he might play a decent shortstop. Do I think he's beating out Chipper, Scott Rowland, or Vlad Jr. for third base? Probably not. But yet again, this is a no money spent card that can help you out if you have a hole at shortstop, which I thought was kind of interesting, honestly. Next up, we will go to World Series. There's your little teaser there of the World Series rewards. I think a couple names that a lot of people are going to be excited about because they haven't got great cards yet. First off, the Big Hurt. A swing that I usually love. He kind of teeters right on that edge of being almost too tall and having a really big strike zone. But man, does he have an amazing swing. I can't say enough about it. And it's high enough overall compared to the Jolt Series card that he got that he's not useless against one side. 190 against righties, 125, 125 against lefties. So if nothing else, a great bench bat. DH against lefties, 120 clutch. So that even brings the 100 contact against righties up with runners in scoring position. His fielding is whatever. He's got a giant player model, so balls are hit hard enough at him, you're just going to get whatever animation you get at first base anyway. If you don't throw balls in the dirt, you won't even notice his fielding. Like I said, he has a great swing that I've always really loved ever since he got that AL collection reward card in MLB The Show 22. Got all the quirks you could want besides unfazed. Bad ball hitter is great, especially for a guy with such a big strike zone. You lose less exit velocity on those balls slightly out of the strike zone. And so, yeah, this is one I'm very excited about. A lot of people really liked the Easter Tim Raines card that had absolutely no power. This one has a little bit more. It's not going to blow your socks off or anything, but 173, 125, 70, 103 clutch is a little disappointing since he's more of a contact hitter with less power, but he's a switch hitter with max speed, max stealing, great for a leadoff option, and he does get dead red, so he does perform better on fastballs. So if you time up a fastball with good timing or perfect timing, you will get increased exit velocities on those swings, and you will still get some sneaky home runs, just like a lot of people still did with the Easter card that had 50s power. Unfortunately, as you can see, No secondaries, which is disappointing because Tim Raines is always fun to throw at second base with his speed and his fielding. But they've decided that we're not allowed to have fun this year, and even though guys have played positions at the major league level, we don't get to use them there in the video game. So, another card that I'm quite excited about, will I go out of my way to try to add both of them immediately? Probably not. This is a shorter ranked season and multiplayer program because they said there's going to be 2 this month. I'm guessing that means that this one is shorter because when the All-Star Game content comes out, we're going to start getting the real first drop of 99s in the game. I know we just got that free Kershaw, but that is a once-in-a-lifetime milestone that he deserves a 99 overall for, and I'm glad they actually gave him the card he deserved for it. And so I think this is just around 8 days for this ranked season. Yep, 7 days, 23 hours. So these cards will be obtainable rather quickly. We'll go ahead and look right into the multiplayer program as well. You can see it's 20 days. It kind of makes me wonder. Those won't be in this rewind pack. The 2 from the last one, which were both very good. If you don't have Bobby Grich, I would say Alfonso Soriano is a very comparable second baseman who will be obtainable as of next week with the next drop of missions for the multiplayer program. And Al Leiter is hands down a top 5 starter in the game, no matter which version of his card you're using. I just got a 1-run, 7-inning performance out of him, and I didn't have this version of the card. I was using his 86 overall Blue Jays collection card. The sinker with the almost max break, and with his delivery, it looks like the most turbo of turbo sinkers you've ever seen in your life, especially against righties. It looks like it's going to clip him in the front shoulder, and next thing you know, just catches the inside corner of the plate. And then it also plays with the cutter amazingly. I'm glad they finally started giving him cards that don't have to have the 4-seam fastball and take away that cutter, take away the slider, take away the changeup. I remember we got like a 95 Al Leiter last year, and he didn't have a slider. He had a curveball, which made him a little less viable, but he's still always amazing. And this year, he's just out of this world. We'll go back and look at the program cards. Another couple good ones, honestly. No Money Spent is probably the ones most excited about today. I'm not going to lie. If you've got every card in the game and you've got collections done, whether you're No Money Spent or not, maybe these guys don't make your team, but I think this is where the game really hits its stride in being accessible for everybody to make competitive teams. Lee Smith is a great reliever every year, like the Rob Dibble or Michael Kopech type. This one does have outlier on the 4-seam with that cutter almost 10 miles an hour slower off of it. It is ridiculous. And then 20 miles underneath that is the forkball. He is very deceptive. He's tall, which makes him like the Felix Bautista type. Very deceptive. The velocity almost looks like 140 instead of 104. If you don't pick it up just right out of the hand, it will be past you and you won't even know what happened. So another great free card. You do 2 missions, 1 mission, and you've got legitimately an in-game caliber type reliever with the pitch mix and attributes that he has. Not as exciting of a card. There are people that love Britton Doyle's swing. He got the Lightning card last year. I don't remember which month it was. I remember it was the purple one, I'm pretty sure, because it matched the purple. Maybe it was the blue one. I don't remember. Irrelevant. He's pretty average across the board. He looks a lot like the complaints that people have had this year with 5-tool players kind of lacking in some areas. But thankfully we've hit high enough into the power creep that 96 overall, his hitting might be on the lower side for a 5-tool player, but it's still serviceable. He's at 92-89, 90-78. If you get him to P5, I think this is where this card would really shine for anybody who's going to try to put him in their lineup. Or if you're running the Rockies boost with Todd Helton giving him contact or Ezekiel Tovar giving him contact and power versus lefties, then this card really goes up to the next level. But he gets up to 97, 94 against righties with nothing to scoff at. 95, 83 against lefties, and 122 clutch at P5 with amazing defense, great speed. His reaction and stealing could be a little higher, but you can't You can't complain about it. It's a great free card. He doesn't have any quirks because he's a very up and down player, so it is what it is. The clutch is really surprising to me because I feel like that was what was really lacking on his Lightning card last year, if I remember correctly. It was great everywhere else, and then his clutch was like right at 100 with everything else mid 110s to 120. But another very good card. More packs in here. Another chance to, I believe you get to 65 points in this program if you do all the missions. So another card possibly to get you closer to Bobby Grich, who I can't rant and rave enough about. He has hit amazingly for me in this weekend classic. I started him way down in the lineup, and based on this performance on Hall of Fame, he's now my 3-hole hitter. Great swing. I did enjoy his Jolt card earlier in the year, so I had a feeling I'd like him. It was just one of those you kind of have to wait and see since they haven't been in the game for a long time. But keep working towards him. They're going to keep putting that pack out to try to give you more chances to get there. I guess I need to go to the marketplace to look at these two cards because there's no Battle Royale program. Yay. There are new BR rewards today. Joe Nathan. This card was better than I expected it to be. Unfortunately, most people aren't going to touch it till he's in a rewind pack, but he's going to be an in-game reliever when you get him. He doesn't have a deceptive delivery by any means. The attributes are great. You can see him. 112 hits, 125 pitch clutch, 103 BB9. He doesn't ever get outlier, so he will have good control. Usually he only gets a sinker or a cutter to play off of the 4-seam, and on this card he gets both. So he gets the optimal pitch mix. I do think with the way Pinpoint has been kind of finicky the last couple years, personally, I would prefer a pitcher just to have a changeup as opposed to a circle change. I know it does a little more with the circle change, like righty on lefty, to help shrink the PCI or shrink the timing window against a lefty, but you just never have any idea where it's going. The pars are always huge on changeups, and I don't feel like I get punished as much with a straight changeup as opposed to a circle changeup this year. The other one, another card that's just like really needs to be able to be earned for free in a Battle Royale program. Joe Morgan's like one of the great legends of the game. He was a great commentator when I was a child, so I always love when he gets a good card. And this card looks pretty good on paper, especially if you know his swing. 190 against righties with the platoon advantage is more than serviceable with the quirks he has. Higher contact against lefties like most good Joe Morgan cards are. Excuse me, Joe Morgan. 70 powers on the low side. He's a little more of a slappy hitter anyway, so you may not even really notice it. 100 clutch isn't great. Would have liked to have seen that a little higher. He's a great fielder with great speed and stealing, so he's another good leadoff hitter option. Always has good quirks. Like I said, in a month or two when people can get this card out of a rewind pack, he's going to be obsolete. We're going to have switch hitting cards from the All-Star game. We're going to be into 99s, and I think the later we get into the year, it's just, maybe not once we hit the 99 phase of the game, but these cards right now just have really shown that not having a dedicated BR program makes the BR rewards almost obsolete. You almost never see them in anyone's lineup at all. They haven't put out any that everybody feels like they have to rush out and go 10-0 for or pay the stubs for. I can't think of a single card that I've seen in somebody's lineup this year from a BR reward. We did get a new headliner today. Braves bias, I was excited to see it because I can throw him on the all-time Braves theme team. He's got sinker cutter, sweeper, 4-seam. If you're not looking for him to throw on a theme team, I would say don't waste the stubs because it is literally the exact same pitch mix as Blake Trinan, and Blake Trinan is faux free. Take a look real quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here he is. Attributes might be a little bit better, but like I said, this is the pack card that even if the price comes down, will cost you something. And Blake Trinan is grind 99, a little bit lower on the hits per 9, Ks per 9, walks per 9, identical pitch mix, and he is free. You do a program and you've got him. So that kind of stinks. Would have liked to have seen a higher overall Evan Williams, not whiskey, Evan Phillips. I am all over the place today. Apparently, I need a drink. Evan Phillips, would like to see him get a changeup like he used to, but apparently he hasn't thrown a changeup in a while, so he just doesn't get them anymore. I believe that's all of our content for today. We got the All-Star program coming on Friday with new team affinity, the draft right around the corner, Future Stars game, home run derby. We're going to be getting exciting names, big beefy cards, 99 collection cards, 99 home run derby and All-Star game MVP cards. It's a exciting time to be playing the game. I know people are moving on to other things, moving on to college football, other titles that have come out, but if you're an MLB The Show fan and you're still playing the game, I think we're really going to start hitting the stride with the content now, and the teams are going to start to be way more accessible for guys that don't swipe their mommy's credit card and buy the best cards in the game. So, appreciate you checking out the video. Thanks for coming out.